Hi everybody, this is Black Betty from the blues band Moonshine Society, and I am coming to you right now from the Washington, D.C. area. I've been asked by Pearl Street Warehouse in D.C. to make a quick video for you to show how we were able to live stream and capture such high quality audio while we did it. We went live on Saturday, March 28th, and while we were streaming and afterwards, I got so many messages from people asking, how did you do this? It's the best sounding live stream concert we've seen so far. Please help me get mine to sound this good. So I'm here to give you some helpful tips. I'm not a tech expert. We spent a few hours just kind of figuring this out over the last week, so hopefully this helps you as you live stream your band. First thing, I purchased a few items. The J5 Create USB hub. The main reason why I got this is because I have a MacBook and there's no way to plug in directly an Ethernet cable. So this little guy allows you to do that. Also, you are going to connect your external camera, or if you are streaming using your phone as a camera, you can also do that with the USB here. And we want to connect our iRig, which was the other piece of equipment that I bought. This little guy here was about 80 bucks online. I paid for overnight shipping, so it came the next day. But this was about 90% of the reason why everything sounded so good. It optimizes your audio output specifically for live streaming. And if you're looking online, this is what the box looks like, iRigStream. They make a number of products for streaming, but this is the specific one that we got. You can view this concert that I'm talking about over here on our Facebook page. You can just look up Moonshine Society. It's now archived there, but it was originally broadcast on Saturday, March 28th. The last thing you're going to need is to download some streaming software. So I went with OBS. This is totally free. You can go to their website at obsproject.com, and if you have Windows, Mac, doesn't matter, they've got something there for you. And that's what we use to push the stream out to Facebook. There are programs, if you want to get super fancy with it, like iRigStream and Yellow Duck, that will allow you to stream to multiple platforms simultaneously. So with iRigStream, our bass player Chris Brown, who has a solo project called Bassapella, he's been streaming to YouTube and Facebook pages at the same time using iRigStream. Yellow Duck is supposed to let you stream to Facebook and Instagram simultaneously. I tried desperately to get it to work. I couldn't figure it out. Maybe if you have, you can send me some tips after this. Let me know how you got that to happen, and we can share it with you guys who are watching a little later. Right here is a diagram of our actual setup. So you can see there in the top left, we had the band, 4-piece band setup, and we mic'd it just like a usual live gig. So when I say that, I'm talking the vocals, all the drum pieces. We had amps going directly. We had monitors for ourselves, just like you would for a traditional concert. And then we had one room mic set up to help capture if the guys were talking to the camera, as well as just to have an overall live sound experience for people watching the concert. So let's go back to that. So we mic'd everything up like a usual gig, and those cables were running into a separate room where Robbie Cooper with Old Line Audio was running sound, and he was using just a standard gig soundboard that he would use for larger size concerts. That soundboard was then sending signal out through stereo cable, and we were connecting the left right into the iRigStream. You can see down here, boop, 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 makes it super easy. And then we were connecting this into the computer, and that was going into OBS. Go back to our little diagram. Also, you can see the Ethernet there, and then we used a separate webcam connected to the laptop into OBS to get high quality video of the band while we were playing. So you've got your sound coming in, you've got your audio coming in, you've got your Ethernet coming in, and then that's all being pushed out through OBS to Facebook. On top of that, I used a program, canva.com, which is free. Pixlr is really great. There's a lot of free web design programs out there. But I wanted to make some graphics so that while people were tuning in, it wasn't just us, but they were also getting some helpful graphics and welcome signs, things like that. So when we were testing this, which I highly recommend you do the day before, we were showing this on our channel. But this allowed us to test the sound output. iRig can only do so much for you, but if you're clipping, it's still going to try to compress it. So make sure you're not going into the red. Make sure you're staying within your green and yellow spectrum there. We also had graphics like this that folks were seeing as we were streaming. Of course, with artists being out of paid gigs right now, any tips help. So if you've got Venmo, if you've got PayPal, some people are using the Cash app, lots of different ways to accept and create virtual tip jars, but we had this screen up. We were also encouraging people to check out where they could purchase the album that we were playing tracks live from, and since Pearl Street Warehouse was kind enough to be hosting the concert, we wanted to make sure that we showed them some love too. I highly recommend doing this. We're all in this together, folks. And as folks were tuning into the channel before we started, we had this showing. I think some musicians are using Post-it notes to cover their cameras, or they're just letting people see them as they're setting up. I'm a super Virgo. I like things to be pre-planned and designed and pretty, so that's why we were using that graphic right there. But again, all of this in terms of the programming and the graphics were free. The total investment for me was just about $110. We certainly made that up in tips, and now we have this gear moving forward. If you have questions, you can find me on Facebook. Just look up Black Betty, or you can message Moonshine Society. That'll come to me. You can also email me at moonshinesociety@gmail.com. Thank you to Pearl Street for hosting our concerts. Thank you to everybody who watched and participated and chatted with us. And I hope you found this to be helpful. See you guys next time.